gave a great demonstration on not to do upholstery. All right, well today I've been doing a little bit of CAD work, and I have to get the cab done in order, at least into a state to where I can put a seat in and drive it as well before it's done. So it doesn't matter whether I'm working on a cab or I'm working in the back. And you know, speakers are a very important part, and this is my new speaker box. And the way it's going to be mounted, about like that. Speakers are going to be pointing at an angle, and it fits pretty good. And I'm like, well, how am I going to mount it? Well, I'm actually going to weld it in on the back, and I'm making this out of 16 gauge steel. I'm not going to do any, other than a couple of tabs, I'm not going to do much bending. But I went ahead, drew it up in real CAD, got it on the machine, and we're going to, and this is the first time I've got 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try to cut 4 parts at once. And hopefully this thing just flies and does what it's got to do. Let's see what happens here. There they are. I ain't touching them. They're probably really hot. So let's get it out of the way. I had this thing flying at 170 inches per minute. I think they mostly cut it out, so I'm kind of impressed with that. Let me dig this stuff out. We'll go over to the workbench and we'll see how it goes together. I didn't cut the cover yet, so that's something else that has to be cut. Mainly, my table just is not, it might have cut it, but it was 28 inches and I'm getting out to the edge on it. So I said, well, just cut these first sets and then cut the cover later. So I'll meet you over at the bench. Okay, well, to be clear, this is not how to make a speaker box. This is how I'm making a speaker box. I don't think I do. So, here's the box. The purpose for these tabs here is the top plate I want it to screw on, and they have little holes in there for self-tappers. Now I already tell you there's going to be a problem on this side with the self-tappers, but That way I can put the speaker into the front plate and then screw the speaker on. If I need to service it, I can unscrew it and pull it back. And the speaker screws in, so it may not be necessary, but I thought I'm going to start with this. If I don't like it, I can just weld it. And none of this has all been just tacked on the inside. Now, this is 16 gauge. It's good as it is right now. I don't need to like fully weld the seams or anything like that. So anyways, let's go cut the part for the speaker, and then we'll see if we're going to keep these tabs or not. All right, here comes the cover. Let her rip. Cut some holes. That should do it. Okay, well, here's my absolutely imperfect speaker box. Ta-da! The reason why I screwed this on, because back here, see these holes? This is what I'm gonna weld this to the crossbar in the cage. And so I drilled those holes to have something to weld through to. And I can see with the cover welded on, right, I couldn't get to that to weld it. So, and it's only going to be welded here, otherwise it's floating around. But with those 3 welds, this box ain't going nowhere. So, anyway, speaker just drops in. Ta-da! There's a cover. So really, all I got to do is mark these little slots right here, and put a screw and mount the speakers. Actually, there's 4 of them, so I'll probably do all 4. And this thing will be good to go in the Jeep. I like it. Okay, well, I got the speaker boxes done. They're right here. Got some paint on them. I got all the holes to mount the speaker and the cover. You know, it's all on. So really, it just needs to be installed into the Jeep. And my way I'm planning on installing it is I'm going to weld it in. We saw those 3 holes there, and then right here is actually where I'm going to weld it in. Boom, boom, boom. And I did the same thing on the other side. But before I can do that, because there's an order of operations here that we have to adhere to. And let me show you what's in this bag here. I think I know what it is. There's a thingy. There it is. Well, that didn't do no good. It's glued on both sides. Who's better in the box? There we go. And what's that look like? Vinyl. Yeah, I got to get this put on there. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to put this vinyl on there, and then the boxes get welded in. How am I going to weld that in without screwing up the vinyl? I don't know. But it seems like this should go on first because the box is going to kind of go over the top of it too. So there's that. And to adhere it to that back wall, I hope this is what I think it is. I could be wrong. Nope, it's what I thought it was. Oh man, they got it like double box. Yeah, max strength. It's like, you never use this. It's kind of interesting the way you do it. And I mean, it's laminate, wood, concrete, metal, rubber, heavy duty plastics, you name it, man. And you know, that's pleather, so it's vinyl, that's plastic, right? So essentially, the way this works, it's like contact cement, but it just says contact adhesive. And you spray it on the surface that you want to glue your fabric on. And you actually let it dry to the touch, where if you push on, it'll be sticky, but if you just rake with your fingers real light, it dries, super dry. Then you also spray it on the back of your fabric and you let it dry. But do not let that fabric back touch itself, because once it touches, bam, you ain't getting it off. It's all screwed up. So there's a practice technique that I have to figure out how to hang it in there without it sticking to the back plate and that sticking to itself, and so. But first things first, I need to cut it and trim it down to size, and I'll try to make it about a 1-2 inch border extra big, and then as I get it glued in, I'll trim the excess with a blade or whatever cuts it good. So let's come on, it's a really good magnet. So first thing I got to do is, this is where I'm going to put it, and I don't care about all the bumps and lumps. I just want to have vinyl here so it doesn't look like that. But I need to cut out a little piece right here and one in that corner, because that's going to bug me. So let me get that done, and then trim it out and let the torture begin. All right, there it is. Upholstery on the back. Got it all the way down in here. You see lots of wrinkles and creases and all that ugly stuff you'd never want to see. And of course, I haven't trimmed any of the edges yet. And the bottom just folded down. Still some bubbles in there. Bubbles, I got bubbles. But I also didn't smooth out the backing at all. So I didn't care, because there can be big seats right here. Both sides, I mean, you're not going to see it. I just wanted to get it finished. I didn't want to have this silver stuff in here, because then it totally looks unfinished. And like I said, I don't care if it's perfect. I mean, there's nothing on this vehicle that is perfect. I want functional, cleanable, super cheap vinyl. It's not leather. I think I bought it for 20 bucks on Amazon. Anyways, yeah, just that 3M adhesive. You could use the Super 77 or this 90, which is even better. But this is the 90, and there's a 77 version of it. I think they're almost the same price. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, just spray both sides. Let it dry to the touch. And if you mess up, you can pull it off once, maybe. And even when I had the section over there with the fold, it pulled some of that rubber mat off of the wall. It stuck so good to it. So if you never tried upholstery, that job would have been better if I had at least one or maybe two other sets of hands, because you could hold it. But then it was kind of stretchy, because it is vinyl, it's plastic. And then when I was all done, I just got a blade and I cut the window out. So yeah, it was one full piece. But yeah, that's good. So now after I paint this back section of the cab here and paint all that, which is coming up, then I can put the window in. I'm really looking forward to getting that back window in there. Now I can install those new speaker boxes. Let's do that. Okay, well, here we go. We have speaker boxes. Check it out. Speakers all mounted. Now I gotta do something about wiring. And I also got the upholstery put in the sides, both sides here. Got seat belts back in. And it's, it's cleaner than what it would have been. So I'm happy with it. It's rough and rustic, just like me. So see, I got wrinkles in me all over me too, so we match. Anyways, that's how I build a speaker box. And yes, they are welded on. There's no screws on there, so I'm not worried about them coming out. Anyways, it's getting late. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm getting tired working all day on this thing, but getting it done. Anyways, we'll be back in the morning. All right, new day for me. I'm back, and I got some parts in the mail. Went and checked it out. So I've been working on this fuel filler right here for a while. It seems like it'd be easy, but it's always complicated. And the issue I have is that the fitting on this tank is a 1 1/4 ID. That's for the fill. This is the air that comes out of the tank. When you fill it, air comes out. And this is a 1" ID. But this is a 5/8, so a little plumbing and a fitting, which I can only find a 1/2 inch, not a 5/8. Isn't that great? And I tried to do it like a straight shot with this adapter union right here, but the distance, this thing I can rotate it, so I can kind of orientate it. And it was so short, and it's just impossible to assemble the itty bitty piece of hose, and the hose is pretty stiff. So I put the 90 back on. This is a 3/4 to 1/2 inch pipe. And so I ordered some 5/8 gas hose. And the plan is to put it on here and then loop it around and then come onto this one. And then that'll give me, because the only thing going through here is air and whatever gas splashes up and down inside of the thing. But for the most part, it's just air, because when you put fluid into your tank, there's airspace in there, and the air's got to go somewhere, and you want it to come out, and that's where it comes out. So that's my solution, and it should work really good. The only problem is this one, it's a little too short for the 90, but it was just right for the straight union. So I ordered another 1 inch hose, and then I looked at this stuff, and you can see that, oh no, that's a brand new one. Yeah, you can see it's got cracks and stuff in it, so do it right, do it once and wait. And so there's a lot of stuff. The 5/8 hose, they just back ordered me. I mean, I'm looking for a rubber hose, good Lord. So now I won't get that for another week and won't be able to enclose this. That's frustrating. So anyways, we need to work on some other things. And I got plenty of other things, and I have these to install. These are going to go right here on these end caps. And then once I install them, I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. My daughter's idea. Got my new glasses. See how they work. I missed a spot right there. Go get the welder. Okay, gotta let those cool down. I like the glasses. A little tricky going up down a ladder. These are not progressive, they're bifocals. You can see a line right there. See that line? And the line is actually a little high. And the reason is that when I'm welding or I'm working down here, boy, I can just see, everything so clear right there in front of my hand. So And then if I need to be in an awkward position where I can't quite move my head, I can move my eyes up or down or side to side, and I still get the same, intense magnification. And then when I'm walking around, I look above one, I put my chin down so I can look out, and it's perfectly clear. But these are made for working, not walking. And they got a little strap that came with the kit. I'm going to put those on. I think that'll help keep them from sliding off my head when I start to sweat. So anyways, let me get back to these, let them cool down, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with them. All right, let me show you what I was going to do with those little pipes coming off the top of the roof. There we go. Yeah, they're actually on the brake lights. So, off, on, off, on, yeah. On a blinker too. Pretty cool. Now, it's instead of a third brake light, it's a third and fourth brake light. I don't have a rule about a fourth one. So if they want to cite me on the third one, and then it's like, well, show me where it says in the book about a fourth one. It ain't in the book. Well, there you go. And it is a little problematic because these guys are 78 inches, and federal code 72 inches. So we're going to wait for a cop to pull me over and write me a fix-it ticket for those lights. And then I can switch the wiring to just running lights instead of blinker turn signals / brake lights. But anyways, that was my daughter's idea, and I just wired them up. And of course, you guys, it was just half a second to come from the washer to that, and I've been here wiring for 2 hours. But it's all wired up on the inside through the pipe, everything. Anyways, the new safety glasses, see they got foam on the inside. Boy, they're working. I'm adjusting to them with the bifocal thing, but get yourself a pair if you can do a lot of this work, save your eyeballs. I actually had to go 4 or 5 weeks ago. Had one in my right eye, and they had to drill out the little piece of metal, and it's super tiny. It's the dust you get from grinders, but it's got little edges, and it just stuck in my eye. It really sucked. So, and I was wearing glasses. Somehow it got in there. Anyways, that's that, and I'm going to take a break. I'm a little tired, and then I come back and figure out what I'm doing next, and I'll let you guys know when I get back. All right, well, back another day. So, went out to the gym this morning, had my breakfast. Actually, after the gym, we went and got my parts at the post office, had breakfast, and then my wife took off to do her activities for the day, and she took all my parts with her. So, I'm not going to do that stuff. But last night, I worked on finalizing the frame mount for the rear springs. Let me show you what I did here. There it is. Maybe I just had the little chintzy bar there. So this piece of 2" by 3" square tubing, 188 wall or 3/16 wall. It's all welded in there. And then I thought, I could just cut this off, whatever, it'd be just fine. But this is plenty strong. And then I got a conscience this morning. I says, I need to add one more, and that'll help with the load. It's probably overkill. I got the steel, and then I won't worry about it. So, because this, if I actually crack, because it's where the frame welds I'm worried about. If I crack this, it's a single point failure. But if I have another one here, well, then it's a backup to the single point failure, and it'll help spread load and stuff. So, that's what we're going to focus on today. And then also right now, I got loaded up on the plasma table a little bracket because I want to enclose this a little bit. And then let's see if we can get that done today. So let's see if our plasma cutter is going to cooperate today or not. It's all ready to go. Asa's all ready to go. She's like, fire it. Come on, Daddy, fire it. All right. Level 0 and rock and roll. Well, there's one. I need to cut 2 of those out. So let me reset it up and rip another one out. I'm going to check fit this and then cut another one. It's always best to check. All right. Fished it out of there. Let's see what it's going to do. Walking the part over. Look at that, hardly any slag too. You get the speed and the stuff just right. It does the thing. Oh yeah. I'd say that's pretty good. And then I can weld in here and over here, and that'll give it some good support. So let's go cut the other one. Wild dog. Wild. Go. Go. Atta girl. That one got a lot out. We're waiting for the compressor. Yeah, it's still running. So, got both pieces here. Just need to do a little cleanup. But what I figured out now that I'm getting really familiar with this plasma table is when I do the thinner material, and I talked to Langmuir about this. The metal's not perfectly flat, and when you heat it, it'll actually move and bow and bend as the plasma is cutting it. And then certain cuts on the same piece, I'll have a lot of slag, and then on the other side, in a different direction, I won't have any slag at all. And what it is that torch head is getting closer to the metal and far away instead of keeping a constant 0.6 inch gap. And when you have a perfect gap, you get really good cuts like I did with these 2 little pieces. So I didn't pay for it then, but it's an add-on, and it's a Z-axis control. And what the Z-axis control does is through some electrical sensor, it actually will move the head up and down as it senses the head getting too close or too far away from the plate. And that should really enhance the quality of the cuts and less cleanup time and effort to clean them up. So I think I'm going to spoil myself and order that up, because why not? So I just used the same piece of cardboard I used for these guys, trimmed it up, and that's how we're going to do it. Boom. Cut that piece out, and turns out it's a pretty good match for the other side. This side's a little short, that side's almost perfect. I'll make the adjustments on the saw. time to weld. Do they have a welding mask for her? So I have to like yell at her, scream at her, throw stuff at her. And then I look through my mask and yeah, she wants to be right where I'm welding every time. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to put you in the back room, lock you up. That's it. Never mind the barking dog. She's in the backyard. I'll bring her back. So I got this plate ready to go, and then that guy's got to go in. So we're going to be busy. Down here, I'm just going to do the other side because I'm already welding while in a half sit-up, holding it, having to breathe. Wow, you're welding. Oh my God. But I got it. I'm happy with that. I ain't going nowhere. Oh. So, let's go to the other side. Oh. Let me get out of here. Well, we call that done. That went a lot better than the other side. Whew. And you know, the more I weld, because I was doing some really bad ones at the beginning, but they are absolutely improving. See, that ain't so good. That ain't that great, but they're hot and they're sticking. And now that I have these two, got one here, one there on this big bar, I'm still gonna just leave the bolt there and call it good. And the reason why I'm not even gonna cut this out, because if I'm like get into a big rock and it hits here, I don't want to get caught in this hole. That would suck. So I'd rather have something just to slide on. And I'm gonna actually continue this bar all the way up to the front. The same exact reason. All right. Well, let me get, reassituated here and figure out what's next on the agenda, since my wife has all my parts in her car. Boy, this camera lens is getting pasted with all the welding splatter. Things I'll do for a video. Okay, so I found something else to do. So I actually went and I bought a bunch of these heavy duty tie downs rated to 2,333 pounds. Yeah, right. And you'll recognize that as a Home Depot brand. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them. And what's the purpose of a 2,300 pound tie down. My gear doesn't weigh 2,300 pounds all inclusively. So I think the main function is I want to be able to lift this truck bed off with my forklift or any other type of lifting device. I haven't shown it to you. I will show this feature. It's not fully operational yet, but that bad guy right there. Whoa. See that beam? No, not yet. Where is it? There it is. Big old I-beam right there. And I did mount a trolley to it. If I get to it. Yeah. So, yeah, I just need to get a chain pole or something for that. And that'd be probably a really good spot. Back the Jeep in there. Then I can hook up some slings and pull this thing out of here. So then I could also use them to tie a gear down, but that's not as, I have some other options for that that I'm going to go over. So I thought one of the best places here is this winch plate here, because the winch is going to stop right about here, and same thing about the other side. So why not, mount one of these here, maybe at a slight angle. I could do that or like that. And then the other side, for the front part of this, spare tire goes here. And then the deck starts from here and goes back. So there's a hole right here. So my idea there was, let's just right here. That'll work, Same thing. Other side, I put the box in just to fit it, but yeah, right there. And then I can take the spare tire out. I got some nice tie downs. They'll also be accessible for even when I want to hold load down in here. I need to cross tie something really heavy. So yeah, I'm getting at some truck functionality. Didn't want to tie it down to here because this won't hold 2,300 pounds. Won't even at 500 pounds probably bend. So let's go ahead and do that. I can't think of anything else. So I need to grind some paint off of those and some paint off over here, and then we'll get to it. Down. All right, well, there's that one. Yeah. You gonna ask me, am I gonna also weld around the bracket? No, not needed. That should be plenty strong. All right, I'm gonna go figure out the front a little harder because I don't have gravity holding it. All right, so I got that one welded in, and this one here welded in. It was too hard to video. I mean, I was having a hard time seeing because I have to like hunch over and have a hard time looking at it from my position. So I didn't do it, but it's the same thing except on a vertical surface. Just fill in the hole, and that's good enough. So I'm kind of running out of things to do because I'm waiting on parts. And that's like the hardest thing of this. It's all the parts. You order them, and I mean, stuff gets delayed. So I try to move on to the next thing. So I'm gonna look at the interior and see if oh wait, all my interior stuff is in my wife's car. Let's go spend some money on some tools. Well, I think that's it for this episode. The good thing is, you learn how not to make speaker boxes for your Jeep, and I gave a great demonstration on not to do upholstery unless you want it to look like crap. And I'm okay with that. But I'm really glad I got the frame all tied down. Now it's just down to, paint and some really small stuff. But anyways, check back in next week. We're going to keep plowing away because I want to get this thing out and go wheel it and go ride around it. I mean, I'm really anxious to get it out on the road. So I'm working every single day on this thing. A lot of hours, but I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time watching me. And until next week, I'm out of here.